I'm so tired right now, but I forgot to make an intro to this video, so today would be my back and tries day. Hey. So you guys are gonna be seeing the process of that. There's starts with this is the only thing I know. It starts with barbell row. Yeah, so y'all enjoy this video. Right now I'm watching Warrior Nun because my sister's obsessed with the show and she was like, you'll love it, so I'm watching that right now. Yeah, so enjoy the video. Sorry for like not making an intro, but straight into the lifting. So if you don't like my yaps in the starts, there you go. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna assume that the camera is lined up. I'm doing back. Okay. I don't have a mic, like, what's it called? I don't have a mic cover right now. So this is my warm up. I'm just getting a feel for how much I can do for this exercise in particular. And then I'm gonna move up and wait. If I'm confident, actually, we're gonna make an assumption that that's lined up. I'm not even gonna. All right. Yeah. Okay, breathe. Just don't pass out. Okay. I could probably do a little bit more. Just a little. Yeah, I'm gonna do more. So, I actually got bit on my neck. Hold on. I think I'm right in for the camera. It's right there. I got bit by something. Or, alternative, I scratched my neck grabbing my friend's AirPod underneath a machine. That's the alternative. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay. Okay. Oh. Shit. That hurts. Enough of that. Oh my god. Jesus. Because that last set felt really good, I'm gonna go ahead and do another 2 off camera. Probably. So a question I am commonly asked is, why did I start weightlifting? It's a long story, but put it short, I guess growing up, I've always been told, like, that's a girl's thing, like, oh, that's a guy's thing, you know. I never knew what weightlifting actually was, and whenever I got told about it, I was like, oh, that's a guy thing. So my dad is he's an inclusive guy. He likes to, you know, introduce different habits that girls might not be used to, and vice versa. When I grew to a certain age, which would be around 12, my dad decided to take me to the gym, and I was willing to go. At the time, I was exploring my identity in various ways. So I was like, well, why not? So I went ahead and worked out with him, and it became a little bit of a habit. I was going like twice a week or so. And then, you know, I grew out of it. I'm not quite sure why. I think video gaming kind of usurped that. So I stopped weightlifting, and then I came back to it around when I was 14 or so, and it became obsessive, and not in the good way. So my parents forced me to drop it. And then I came back to it when I was 15. Within that span of a year, a lot happened, and the gym became kind of an escape for me, from home, from, you know, every place. Not to say that my home was a bad area, it's just I had become more mature to the point where I wanted to be out of the house more. Before, I was fine with that, but I fell out of love with gaming because during that span of the year, I didn't have any access to electronics. I couldn't find the love for it anymore. I delved into writing. I started making poems, and then, you know, I remembered something, this mantra that used to be said, and it was, that's a man's thing. So when I first started lifting, I kept seeing guys my age or above lifting by themselves, and they were doing really good, and I wasn't. I just started off again. I was skinny. I wasn't strong enough in my head, so I compared, and I compared, and I compared. But not as I would with girls. I never compared myself with girls. I always compared myself with guys because they were my age. And in my mind, I factored out gender, everything. All they were to me was another 15-year-old who was working hard on themselves. And I thought about that, and I was like, well, how am I any different? I have different hormones. That doesn't mean I can't push myself to the same exact standards. I can't push myself to the degree that they're pushing themselves. So I pushed myself. And it went from it went from a 95 bench to a 135 bench. 135 bench, 155, 175, 185. I started going up and up and up. That's just one of the many things that I'm really good at. You know what's best about that? When I started progressing further and further and further, I kept hearing less of, you're strong for a girl, and more of, you're strong. My factoring out gender translated into other people's words. I never put myself up to the standard that women are put at. It's always, oh, you're strong for a girl. You can bench 135? That's so strong for a girl. I know that I'll hit a cap at some point. I'm going to hit a really big plateau, and I won't be able to push past that for probably a year because I have hormones impeding that, and guys have unlimited or whatever. But yet still, there's no blockade in my mentality. I see the gym as an area to improve, not an area to winnow gender into all of it, all of the aspects of it, just to make it seem like it's some maze you have to go through, especially if you're a woman. It's like the maze is yay high, and this would be a guy's height, and this is a girl's height. A guy can see through all of it, a girl can't. I wanted to level with that because that mentality, I always have, a nagging thought, and it never goes away unless I do something about it. Whether that be to turn it down, spurn it, or for me to enact it, I enacted this one. And it's one of the things in my life that I least regret. I don't regret a single second of it. I go to the gym, I feel amazing. And it's not ego that kind of drives me to keep going. And I guess you could say I compare. I am still a teenager, I still compare. That's something that's never gonna stop. But just that drive of like lifting the same as a guy who are told, I assume, are told throughout their entire like childhood and growing up, boyhood, all this other stuff, that you're stronger than a girl, you run faster, boys will be boys, girls will be girls. I just love to see proving that standard wrong, and for them to maybe, I don't know, question, maybe girls are stronger than they can be. You just have to put in the effort. That's it. And I'm not putting anyone down in saying that. If you can put in the effort, you're doing a good enough job. You can't tell yourself you can't do something and not struggle and push and strive to do it. If you can't do something, that's on you. That's your mentality. You can't go into a test with anxiety and saying, oh, I didn't study at all, I'm not going to pass. You're not going to pass. You have to go into that test knowing you can do it. Even if it's kind of manipulating yourself, that same exact thing applies to the gym. And I don't know why, but it's a really hard concept to grasp for a lot of people. I just want to be out there to motivate everyone, men, women, anyone. You make the obstacle. Reality doesn't. Society doesn't. You know what? Don't listen to whatever society goes on about, going like, oh, this is something that guys will excel in. So what? Maybe they'll excel in it. Or, you know what, guys? If a girl excels in something, allegedly, so what? You can still strive to that standard to where they go, wow, I didn't know a guy or a girl could get up to there, but they're doing it without any obstacles, any roadblocks. It's not an impossible mindset to garner. All you have to think about is they excel, sure, but I can meet them. If not halfway, then right here. Anyways, that's my spiel. I gotta go work now. That's what I want to talk about today, especially since I didn't film a lot. Obviously, there's more I could say, and I'll probably speak back on this later, but for right now, you know, what is this, my 5th video on YouTube? It makes sense to just put my story out there, for real. Obviously, I skimmed over a lot, so anyways, I gotta go to work, but